Okay, I'm sitting here with a couple of people, Jamie and Rita, and you all know I'm John. Little man's in the camper because I can't do a whole lot of video with little man, so I had to leave him in the camper. But this right here is Rita.
Hey.
And over here we got Jamie.
Hey.
Rita will tell us a story on how she got involved into RVing as a single woman, how she started her equipment, her truck, and blah, 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 and I'll turn it over to her.
Alrighty, I'll try to keep it brief. But like I was telling John the other day, he and I were chatting. He asked me, so well, how you out here by yourself? And I'm like, yeah, I'm out here by myself. He said, and you're a woman by yourself? And I said, yeah, last time I checked, I'm a woman. Yeah, and I said, you know, I retired a few years back, and I had lived in my house almost 30 years, and I lived on the same street. I lived on the corner. And after I retired, I'd be out on the porch a lot, or, you know, like a lot of retired people, you're looking out your window, seeing what's going on in the neighborhood, and so forth and so on. And I was like, you know, I'd really like to do something other than just sit here on the porch, or sit here in the backyard, and blah, blah, blah. Well, then I heard a EMT pull up, and the EMT, I was either on the porch or the backyard. All I know is I heard the EMT pull up, and I was like, oh gosh. And look over and outside, and they're pulling up in front of my neighbor's house across the street. And next thing I know, they're bringing her out. She's dead. She was dead. And I was like, Lord have mercy. I said, you know, she was like the third one in a year in our little block there. I lived right on the corner.
Right.
Well, that was when I said to myself, you know what? None of these folks are going to watch me come out of this house dead.
I hear you.
That's not going to happen. I said, I've watched 4 of them. 4 of my neighbors die, and the EMTs, you know, because they were old, and they just sat at home in their rocking chairs, or even worked in their garden or something.
No exercise whatsoever.
Nope. And so I said, I'm not going to do it. So when I told my son, I said, hon, I'm going to sell this house, and I'm going to live in an RV. I'm going to get myself an Airstream. And you know what he said? He said, Mom, it's going to add years to your life.
It does.
It's going to add years to your life.
It's just sitting around, yeah.
Because you're always busy out here, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're always busy. You know, it's wonderful. You learn to live off the land. You learn to conserve. So anyway, that was the impetus. I wasn't going to die.
You know,
in
something
my
I
rocking
think
chair.
about that, I just thought about it, was another thing where it benefits people our age is like, you know, you take your neighborhood, you might know your next door neighbor on both sides of you, but you don't know the people.
Right.
But out here, you get to know so many people. You really do.
And you get to know their stories.
Right, yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
the stories, right?
Right.
You're right, because I've probably talked more to you two fellas than I did to a neighbor 3 doors down.
That's the way my mother, she's been neighbors, and I'll say, how long it's been since you've seen Connie? She'll say, years. And that's her next door neighbor.
Isn't that
But
something?
yeah.
But it's like that everywhere, I think.
You notice houses don't have front porches anymore either.
No.
That's why.
No, that's why. Isn't that heartbreaking?
It's pretty
But
bad.
anyway, so we're living good out here, aren't we, guys?
Yeah.
I think we're living
I
good.
think we are.
I think we're living
I
good.
was brought up, you know, you had your front porch, you play music out on the front porch, and the neighbors
You
come
waved at
by,
people,
and
yeah.
the neighbor
Yeah.
kids play tag, and
Yeah.
They don't do that anymore. You ride through a
Yeah.
neighborhood at night, you don't
Yeah.
see nobody out.
Everyone's all hunkered down scared,
right, yeah.
right?
They're doing that.
Or on
Yeah,
the
there you go. You hit it right there, right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're out here watching the sunset
That's
and the
right.
dark skies,
That's
and
right.
checking the constellations, and living good. It's a good life. It's a good
Dang.
life. I can't live the rest of my life like that. I want to get out and do something. So I started looking at YouTube videos. I'd never watched YouTube before in my life. You know, my kids and grandkids are YouTube people. You know, they watch it, but I never watched it. But I started watching the videos, and I was geared towards people out there by themselves, and you know, how they traveled and where they traveled. So I did this for a year and a half, almost 2 years. I researched and researched and researched. Put my house on the market. Then you know what hit in 2020, early 2020. But I was able to sell my house during that really rough time. And I was able to find my Airstream here. Her name is Ruth.
Ruth.
Ruth, her name is Ruth.
Where did the name Ruth come from?
Well, so when I bought my truck, that's another thing. I bought my truck first.
Does your truck have a name?
Yes.
What's your truck's
And my
name?
truck's name is Naomi.
Naomi and Ruth.
Naomi and Ruth. And if you grew up like I did,
Are they
listening to
sisters?
the Bible stories, you know, I
Yeah.
don't want to get religious on this here, but I was listening to the Bible stories. And there's a story of Naomi and Ruth. Naomi was the mother-in-law and Ruth was the daughter-in-law. And they went off to a foreign land. And Ruth said to Naomi, wherever you go, I will go. So, wherever my
Wow.
truck
That's pretty
goes,
cool.
That's,
my Airstream goes. Yeah.
wow, you
So
put some thought into
I
that.
did. I put thought
Wow.
into everything.
Yeah.
I'm such a researcher and a thinker, as people will tell you.
Yeah.
So, and I always knew I wanted an Airstream. So I
What
looked-
size is your Airstream?
This is a 23-foot CB, a corner bedroom. So that's the bedroom back there in the corner.
Yes, ma'am.
And I have, you know, full stove, refrigerator, shower, and everything. So it's lovely. What I wanted was, my kids wanted me to get a little bigger one. But two things. I wanted my truck to be my daily driver.
And your truck has your truck has a what size motor in
It's
it?
a V8 Hemi 5.7. It's a Ram 1500 Limited.
That's huge.
It is for what I have. But you know, when you're towing a trailer, you got to make sure you have enough truck.
To get up
What
there,
is
leave-
what does your trailer run?
My
How-
trailer,
How much does it weigh? Excuse
it
me.
weighs, its gross vehicle weight is 6,000 pounds.
Wow, I would have thought more.
No, that's why it's perfect for this 1500 I have. A lot of people say you can't pull no trailer with a half ton. I do. You know, this thing has pulled me up and over so many mountain passes.
Right.
You can't even imagine, through blizzards on mountain passes.
Uh-huh.
You know, drop that baby into four-wheel high and
Oh, is it 4-wheel drive too?
it sure is.
Damn.
It sure is. It's a fabulous truck, fabulous truck. Naomi's wonderful. So I did a lot of research on the truck. My sons helped me out. You know, we watched some car guys and stuff like that. And remember, this is a year and a half in the making, almost 2 years of
Right.
researching and whatever. So, you know, knock on wood, you know, I was able to get the truck I wanted, and I got the last Airstream on the lot. You know, because they
I was
yeah.
wondering how easy it would be to get an Airstream.
I got the
Now,
last one on the lot
with
of this
COVID.
size, yeah, because of the COVID.
Wow.
And I knew I didn't want anything too big, as I was telling John, because I knew I wanted to park in national parks and forest and that sort of thing, not big RV parks. I'm not an RV park kind of person, and or resort. And so I wanted something that was small enough that I could maneuver and park in the small camping spots. But I wanted a double axle.
How long did it take you to learn how to back it up?
Oh, I've been doing this almost 2 years. I'm still learning.
I think
Oh, are you
did
really?
pretty well.
Yeah, I got a little boo-boo on the bumper back there to
Oh,
prove
good.
I'm still.
Well, I've seen one and you can't open the side of the trailer open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you know, I even have a backup camera, and you know, I know how to do it. I know the mechanics of it. You know,
Right.
put your hand on the bottom of the wheel and turn the wheel the way you want the trailer to go.
Right.
I know the mechanics of it. What I had to learn over time was to do it gently. You know, not
Yeah,
like
yeah, some
manpower.
people
You gotta
overcompensate,
finesse it.
yeah. Yeah.
So you just move it slightly, and then there she goes.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm pretty good. I was forced to learn the hard way. I was listening to the Google Maps
Oh.
one day. Yeah, I was listening to the Google Maps trying to tell me to go down this road in Colorado towards South Fork, and it got me off on this side road, this frontage road. And I'm like, why am I down here on this frontage? The sucker dead ends right at somebody's gate. One road in,
You
gate.
got to back out.
Lord have mercy, I had to back out about 1/8 of a mile.
Oh man.
Really?
Yes,
that
I
that
did
far?
About 1/8 mile.
Going up a mountain one time. I
Isn't
back
that
down the
something,
mountain.
Jamie? Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, well, Lord have mercy, I was told I needed to learn how to back her up.
Yeah.
And you know what? If you
That's a
don't
crash
practice,
course.
right? The universe will make you learn how to back her up.
I've never had to back that. I've had to drop my trailer, and me and two other men pulled it around, and I
Oh, really?
rehooked
Well,
up.
yours is small enough. You
Yeah.
can do that.
Small.
Well,
Yeah.
it was when I was following Rick. He went down a path, and
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what it turned out to be.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the Subaru got stuck, so he pulled the Subaru out, and then we had to turn the trailer around.
Yeah,
So-
he's always asking me when when I'm trying to find a boondocking
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
A lot of times I'll take my trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I
He
don't-
says, "Are you
Yeah.
taking your?"
See, I don't take mine.
I don't do that.
I was telling John, I'll stay parked, and if I'm gonna go, because my first year, that's pretty much all I did was boondocking, because that
Right.
was the big thing on the YouTube.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Was boondocking.
Yeah.
So I thought that was the way to go, until I found out about the New Mexico state parks. But anyway, back to my neighbors. So finally, I told my son, I said, you know what, you guys will have to call the EMT, and no one's gonna look out their window and watch them pull me out of this house dead. It ain't gonna happen. Sold the house. This is my home, and now I'm just living the life of Riley. Living the life of Riley. I love it. I tell every woman I meet, you would love it. My friends are supportive. My family's supportive. I don't get lonely. I'm not scared. The only times I get a little anxious is when it's time to hitch up or break down. And I have a checklist. I follow my checklist.
Right.
But you always have to do that, because one thing about living this lifestyle, everything is critical in a moment.
Yeah. Everything means something.
Do you have full coverage on your trailer and your truck?
Oh, absolutely.
And your insurance covers for vandalism and wrecking everything? Yes.
Everything. You have to
Same
press
thing
it.
with me.
Yep, everything. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
Because you're pulling your home behind you.
Absolutely.
So you have to, you got to cover.
You have to cover everything.
Yeah.
Can you tell us how you adapt to getting mail and
About how I adapt to what?
how you get your mail and
Well,
stuff
my
like that?
first year out, I had a post office box. But then,
That's what I have. I
Yeah.
have one at
But-
Capitan.
oh, do you?
Yeah.
Well, my post office box was in Colorado, and I never got back enough to empty it. And then it would get full, and then try to get a kid or grandkid to go over there and empty it out.
Right.
They're like, okay, we'll go, and then they don't. And then, so, and then I always felt like that kept me anchored. And I'm like, well, I'll get rid of it. So I made everything, kind of via email or electronic, and anything that I have to receive mail goes to my son's house.
I pay all my bill by
Yeah.
electronic, yeah.
Me too.
Yeah,
Me
that-
too.
As far as my mail, my next door neighbor
Yeah.
gets it and
Yeah.
Yeah.
throws it away.
Yeah, right? I can't tell you the last time I wrote a check.
Right.
So
I don't even have a checking. I don't have any check,
Well, I do
period.
keep a checking account,
do you, Jamie?
and the reason I do that is like a lot of these, like Valley of Fires.
Yeah.
They got the Iron Ranger,
Right.
and a lot of times if you don't have exact change, you got to
Put a check
drop a
in there.
20 in there.
You're right.
But
you're right.
I carry a check, and that's I only write those checks.
And I bet you're right, because that's the last few checks I've written have always been to
Right.
one of those
Yeah.
National Forest parks,
Uh-huh.
something like that. Yeah, because I was at a National Forest
But
Park in
I
Arizona.
don't
and had
write
to
a
do
check
that.
for anything else but that.
But that, yeah.
It
But
comes in handy
it does come in
because
handy. You're right, because
Yeah.
I don't carry a lot of cash, and I certainly wouldn't always have the exact
Yeah, I
amount.
don't carry a lot of cash either.
When you live out here, I don't think anyone should.
Yeah.
but-
Yeah, all of us
But I'm
but
not-
John. John, he.
Well, when you're a YouTube star.
Oh, now they're messing with me. Pick on my day. So, have you had any bad experiences since you've been on the road?
Bad experiences with
In anything.
with traveling or with people.
Anything?
The only thing that still gives me a little pause is if you're out here on the road, you guys know this, and the first year is a lesson, one big lesson. I don't care what anyone says. That first 12 months is just one huge lesson, and you're going to make those newbie mistakes, period. No matter how much you research, So I knew to always check the weather where I'm going. Well, I was leaving Arizona in March, coming down here, as a matter of fact, to this park. And I was on 180 coming out of Arizona, and it was just raining a little bit over on the Arizona side. But it was beautiful here, like 70 degrees, 70, 75 degrees. I didn't pay any attention to the weather in between. Well, and I didn't realize there was a small little mountain pass on 180 between Arizona
Got you,
and
didn't it?
Yes. When you drop down into Silver City, I think it is. I think it's west of Silver City. Lord have mercy. I said to myself, Rita, it's snowing. Like a couple of snowflakes. Well, keep going. going. You know, I'm from Colorado. I'm used to going up and down these mountains. That's not a problem. I'll
Right.
go up and down a mountain anytime, any day. So it's snowing. Then it kept snowing. And I swear to goodness, guys, I went around a curve and it went uphill. And I bet I ran smack dead into a good 6 inches of snow.
Wow.
Road wasn't plowed. It's just me. All of a sudden, I felt the back end of the trailer starting to
Fishtail.
slide like this. And I'm like, Lord, have mercy. Scared me to death. So I stopped, put it in tried to put it in 4-wheel drive low, thinking that's all I needed. And that truck is smarter than I am. It was like, no.
Oh, really?
We need high.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, wow.
so it went right into high. And then I started accelerating. And let me tell you, that big butt ram pulled us right up that mountain pass through good 6-8 inches of snow. We plowed for them and got up, and then once I got over the pass, the whole thing probably took maybe 25 minutes, but it felt like hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're going so slow.
And I'm in the middle of the road, and
Yeah.
I'm hoping no one comes back this way, and,
Right.
and there wasn't anyone behind me, and the snow's just coming down. And once I got over the pass and dropped down 180, you know, coming down into Silver City, you know, where you come into City of Rocks, not a drop of snow, no rain, no nothing. It was beautiful.
I worry about the other drivers more than I worry about myself.
I agree.
Because if they hit my scamp, it would crack like an egg because it's all fiberglass. And I mean, people don't understand they're your home, and if you damage it, you're sidelined till it gets fixed again. Same thing with your vehicle.
Yep.
So you're kind of like stranded.
Right. You either have to find a motel or find somewhere to have someone put you up or something. Yeah, because this is it. I was telling John, even when I'm going down the highway, I don't drive faster than 62. 62 is
No, I don't either.
my maximum. If the speed limit's 75, I'll do 62. If the speed limit's 55, I'm at 55. But I don't go over 62, and they pass me, and I don't care.
The speed limit out here is 75, and I saw a scamp go by me the other day, and I was actually videoing it, and they had to be doing about 80 miles an hour.
Isn't that crazy?
I was like, wow,
And
man.
the wind gust.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I don't see how they do it, but that's all right. You know, I'm like, this is my life, this is my home. I don't care. They can just pass
Right.
it.
That's the way I feel about it.
And that's what's nice about, you know, doing what we do. If it gets so bad, you can pull off and, you know, eat your lunch.
Right? I've done
take a
that
nap,
before too.
whatever, you
Yep,
know.
yep. I've done that before too.
Yeah.
I was up in Montana and had to do that, pull
Yeah.
over, and I was
Yeah.
like, no big deal. I got my house with me. I
Right.
pull over, come
Right.
back here, and you know, I run on solar so I can boondock.
Mhm.
Had lunch, relaxed, waited a couple hours, blew past, and
I made that mistake one time in Montana. I came down out of Alberta, Canada, because I hit snow, and I came down. I did like you did. I pulled off the side of the interstate in Montana. I figured I'd sleep the night away. Well, guess what came by when I was asleep?
Snowplow.
Snowplow.
Oh, it plowed you in.
It really did. It plowed me in. I thought he would have gone around me, but he just. And I had like, I guarantee I had 2.5 feet
Had
of
about
snow.
a day of shoveling
packed.
to go.
Yeah. So and then I ran out of propane.
Yeah.
So I was like,
now
man.
that's the worst, right?
Then I had to go.
You have
So
to go. Then
anyway,
when you're out of propane,
yeah.
and
So I was
cold
like,
that, you
man.
gotta go.
How
Yeah.
much solar do you have, Rita?
I have 400 watts.
400 watts.
Oh wow.
And my limitation is my batteries, because I have 2 AGM batteries. They upgraded me from those golf cart batteries, but
Yeah.
to the AGM. But at some point, I'll make the upgrade to lithium.
They're saying that this year the lithium at Quartzsite is going way down.
Really?
Now, like
price?
$600
Oh,
a battery.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cheap. My conundrum for them to put the lithium inside, because I'd be afraid to leave the batteries outside.
Yeah. Because cold weather. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the AGMs can take the cold.
Right.
But the lithiums can't, so I'd
No,
have
they
to
can't.
kind of have
In
it.
fact, it's a
configured.
fire hazard.
Oh, that's what they say, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's what they say. So yes, I have the solar. So I've boondocked. I boondocked in a spot John was at last year in Arizona, the Empire Ranch.
Yeah, I like it
I
out there.
I liked it out there too.
I like it.
I was
I
there
like
for a
Empire
full
Ranch.
14 days, living off my solar. Had plenty of water, you know. I did good. I did
Yeah.
good. That's the advantage of traveling by yourself.
The thing I like about that Boondock Empire Ranch is they've got a camp host at the ranch.
Oh, they do. I've never met them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he won't. All he does is
You can
keep
get
up at the
your
ranch
water there.
house.
You don't have to
Oh.
Go
to
into town.
Sonoita or wherever it is there.
Yeah, because that's where I did when I had to get water. I had
Right.
to go into town there.
Yeah.
I'll be darned. I'll remember that because that is a lovely place to be.
Yeah,
It is.
if I go any place in Arizona, that's where I'll be going.
That's the best place. I
Well,
think it's wonderful.
We're about
Especially
to
with
tie
the
this
snowbird.
video up.
Okay, we just talked a little much. Huh, Joy?
No, you good to go. Well, y'all say goodbye to Rita. Say goodbye to Jamie there. And if y'all enjoyed that video, give me a thumbs up. And that's just kind of like a bunch of campers sitting around shooting the breeze. But I hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope you learned something about it. And you women out there, don't be scared to get out on the road and enjoy.